Hello, this class is a deep hip opening class leading up to leg behind the head pose. Maybe leg behind the head is impossible yet for you. That is no problem. This sequence will actually prepare you for one day being able to practice leg behind the head. So what we're going to do is first we're going to warm up and create heat in our body. Then we will go into different stretches that prepare you for leg behind the head. So just relax, no worries. You don't have to do it today. You can just prepare and opening up your hips. We're going to start with sun salutations or prostrations right on top of your mat. And it's going to be the easy Shivananda kind of sun salutations. But you should know how to do sun salutations before practicing this video, and you should have little experience in yoga. So let's start. We're gonna inhale, exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, moving down. Inhale, right leg back. Hold your breath, both legs down into cobra, into a downward facing dog. Right leg to the front, opening up your heart, both legs forward fold. Inhale, rise up, maybe a little back bend, but be careful with this. Hands to your side. Inhale, exhale, inhale up, exhale down. Left leg back. Inhale, opening up your chest, both legs, knees, chest, chin, or forehead to the ground, cobra, into downward facing dog. Left leg to the front, forward fold. Inhale, rising up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale up, exhale, forward fold. Right leg back, opening up the chest, both legs hold the breath. 4-point pose into a cobra, into downward facing dog. Right leg to the front, opening up your chest. Both legs to the front, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, exhale, hands in front of your chest. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Left leg back. Both legs, hold that breath for a second. 4-point pose into a cobra, gliding right through into a downward facing dog. Left leg to the front. Both legs forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, moving down. Right leg back. Both legs back. Gliding into a cobra, into a downward facing dog. Right leg to the front. Both legs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, down. Inhale, exhale, hands in front of your chest. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back. Both legs plank through 4-point pose into a cobra. Right into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the front. Both legs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your side. Inhale, exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, down. Right leg to the back. Hold it here. Lift the knee up. Rise up. Maybe lift the hands. Hold it here. Breathe. Now, lift your leg, your knee off the ground and down. Up and down. Remember to hold your core tight. Hold it up again. Come into warrior 2 pose. Remember your core, stabilize from your middle. Breathe. Now turn both feet to the forward and come into a wide-legged forward fold. Maybe putting down your head, but that's really not a requirement. Breathing deeply, pulling in your belly. Inhale, rise up all the way. Turn to the other side. Lift up, hold that leg up. Breathe. And now drop that knee and lift. Drop and lift. Drop and lift and hold. Deep breathing into warrior 2. Check your arms that they're in a straight line. Look over your hand right at your target. This is a warrior pose. Now both legs to the front, and again a wide-legged forward fold. Lift your kneecaps, lift your belly, and breathe. Inhale, lift. Come to a wide-legged squat on one side and then on the other side. Lift up your toes or keep them down however you like it. Come down as far as you can without hurting yourself. Move to one side and then to the other side with a breath. Hold on one side if you can. If you want to, you can come into a bind and breathe. Lift through the middle to the other side, but first you stay low into a low wide-legged squat. And then come to the other side. Stay here or attempt a bind. Opening up your shoulder, opening up the chest. It's a little bit a twist. So you want to open up. And breathe. You can also use a strap if you cannot reach your hands. Now come to the middle again. See that your knees and ankles are in one line and the legs and the knees are pointing outward. Come into goddess pose. Bounce a few times to open up your hips a little bit more. I know it's strenuous. You can now lift a heel off the ground and the other side. Again on one side, then on the other side. Continue this, or you can be brave and come down with all your hands. Maybe sink your hips a little bit deeper down. You can move from side to side. Maybe it opens up more. Lift your upper body again, and now lift both heels if you can. If not, just leave your heels down. Maybe lifting your arms. And another forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Breathe. Pull in your belly. Lift up your knees. Inhale, rise to the left side, both legs, into plank, into cobra, into a downward facing dog. Then the right leg comes to the front, opening up the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, hands to the side. Inhale, exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Now, left leg to the back, opening up. Both legs, knees, chest, chin. Move through cobra into downward facing dog. Inhale. Now come with the left leg to the front and come into a pigeon pose, but it's going to be an active pigeon pose. That means that the leg is really close to your body and you're going to lift up. That means you're holding this pose up. This should require strength and a lot of heat creating in your hips if you have to hold it up, and also balance. You can also have your hands to your side if you cannot hold it. And now sink deeper into this pose. If you cannot put your hip down all the way, you can put a pillow underneath that left butt cheek. Now try to come again, lift up with your core. Hold here, breathe. And then maybe you can sink a little bit lower now into the pose. You can shift your hip a little bit right to left to really loosen up and relax. You can also have a pillow in front of you if you cannot relax all the way to the floor. Now stay here, or if you're more flexible and more open, you can straighten up the front leg more into a 90-degree angle. See if that's possible. Only if the easier pose was easy for you. And then come down to your forearms again. Breathe. Make sure your hip is not opening up. That right hip is staying down. And maybe slowly you can sink down all the way and you can lay down on your mat. Relax even further and letting go. Now relax and breathe deeply. If you're ready, rise up. Now the right leg comes to the front. Pull in that left leg further. Sit up nice and tall and straight, and the forehead should touch your heel if you come down all the way. Maybe you can't. Maybe you just fold forward as much as you can. But as much as you can, try to relax here, just opening up your hip. Breathing deeply. Breathe into the spaces that feel tight. Now stay here if this is already plenty enough of a stretch, or you can move your legs one in front of another, or even come into a fire log pose where you have the legs 90 degrees stacked on top of each other. The toes are towards your body. And then you fold forward. Now this is pretty advanced, so if that is too much, move into the easier versions of the stretch. Breathing deeply here. And when you have stretched enough, cross your legs, move forward through a plank, 4-point pose, into a cobra, into downward facing dog. Now from downward facing dog, come with the right leg to the front. Again, try to raise up with your hip and you hold that pose. It's tough to hold it. Hold it up, but you can also place your hands to the side if you're losing your balance. This is really a balancing pose. Your core is working hard, your back muscles, your hips, your inner thighs are on fire. Now you place your hip down. And if you cannot reach all the way to the ground, place a pillow underneath. Then come forward if you can. Breathe deeply and always try to relax. Breathing is really a key to relax and to let go. Now, if you can, move your leg to 90 degrees forward. If not, just stay in the pose as you were. Lift up one more time your chest. And then maybe you can come to your forearms. Start rather slow and then move further. Again, breathing deeply and letting go further. Maybe you can lay down today all the way over that leg. Maybe you feel tighter today. We have different days where we feel tighter or more open. That's normal. In our hips, we also have a lot of tension and stress, especially if we're sitting up a lot. So sometimes we feel tighter. Now it's time to lift the left leg to the front, pull in the right leg further. The knee, if you come down, the heel should touch the forehead, or you just move forward towards that leg at least. Opening up that hip further, breathing deeply, always breathing, especially the more it is hard, the more you should breathe. Now you stay here, place your legs one in front of each other, and then you can fold forward, or you stack them on top of each other and always pull in your toes to protect your knees. And you can come either to the forearms, or you can lay even onto the floor, placing your forehead down. I'm staying up on my forearms today. Stretching should never hurt. It should be maybe challenging, but there should not be any pain. If there's any pain, you went too far. Now move out of it. Come one more time into the pigeon pose. Breathing here deeply. You can come down one more time. Maybe lay over that leg if you'd like. And then move through a plank pose, through cobra, into a downward facing dog. Hop or step forward to the front of your mat, then forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, hands to your side. Now we're going to start with the leg behind the head poses. Come laying down all the way to your back. Don't worry about anything. The easiest version would be if you have a wall available and place that right leg against a wall. That would be the easiest way. Now, the left leg comes across that right leg and hold that stretch. Relax. Breathe deeply. Now we're going to sit up tall, hug the left leg in front of your chest and just hug it, pull it in. Rock from side to side. Hold that pose here. As much as you can, straightening up your back and breathing deeply. Maybe you can have your leg moving from side to side. Maybe your leg comes also to the forehead. You see, I'm moving it up and down here. And then towards my ear, and I let the hip and the knee drop to the side. This really helped me to open up further. Imagine you have a phone and you're calling someone, and your leg just comes to the ear or towards the ear. Maybe it doesn't come all the way. Breathe. And this should really not hurt. This should be feeling good. Now lay back down. Place your right leg over the left and open up the hip one more time here. Make sure to pull your toes towards the knee to protect your knee. Breathing and relaxing. Now sit up tall. Your right leg comes in front of your chest, hugging your leg. Really try to sit up straight. If not, place your back against the wall. That always helps you a little bit, gives you feedback if you're sitting up tall. You can rock side to side. And maybe towards the forehead, those toes, or maybe just into the direction. And then maybe towards or against the ear. Make sure you're still sitting up straight. You're letting that knee and the hip drop to the side. Now relax, smile, breathe. Maybe this is as far as you would like to go today. Maybe you repeat these exercises. Or you lay down with me and go a little bit further, placing the right leg to the floor and the left leg comes to the forehead and to the ear. Just forehead and ear. Always dropping that hip and the knee to the side. Forehead and ear. Breathing deeply. Straightening out that left leg one more time and then placing it against your ear, straightening towards the ear. Place that right leg against the wall if that is easier, because it does make it easier. And then you can maybe attempt to put that leg behind your head. Do it slowly and only if you felt the other exercises were easy. Now maybe you can let go. Maybe you need to move like I do a little bit further into it, because that neck should be relaxed backwards. If it's too strenuous on your neck, you hold that leg. And now I'm just giving a few examples of what you can do if you have that leg behind your head. Either you can practice it with me, or it is as inspiration for a later time. So here I'm actually moving up. I have to readjust a little bit my leg behind my head, sit up tall, placing my hands in front of my heart. Breathing, relaxing. Nothing should be painful. And then maybe a forward fold. You can leave your hand behind your leg and help a little bit the neck, because here the neck has to carry a lot of weight. So make sure your neck is strong enough for this. Maybe you sit up one more time tall. Maybe you lift that bottom leg. And maybe you even lift up your buttocks. And then we move to the other side. Lay back all the way. Lifting your right leg. The exercise to the forehead and to the ear. Forehead, ear, always dropping that hip and that knee to the side and really letting go. Do it in your own time and take as much time as you need. Straightening up the leg and towards the ear. To me, that helps me to relax a little bit further. And then if you're ready, you place that right leg behind your neck. If you want to hold on to it, do it. Maybe placing the left leg against the wall. Breathing deeply. Maybe you let that leg go and place your hands in front of your heart. Maybe you lift the left leg Hold on to it. But be careful. Start slow. And then I always love to come up from the laying position, adjusting my leg one more time behind my head, sitting up nice and tall. Make sure your front of the toe, where the leg is straight, is not falling off to the side. Maybe attempting a forward fold. Maybe you can let your hands go. But really make sure your neck muscles are strong enough to hold this. Coming up one more time, maybe attempt that lift. Really engaging the core muscles. And this is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this practice and practice often, regular with me for leg behind the head pose. I wish you all a wonderful day. God bless you.